What immediate advice would you give to traders and artisans in Suame Magazine to prevent similar incidents?
We will continue to employ them to listen to fire safety messages. I think last week, the district commander of the Mine Fire Station engaged officers at the garage officers at Magazine. These and many more were some of the things we talked about, even to the extent that you would have some of the men patrol the area during at night, at dawn, so that you could see some of these fires very early and control them before they get out of hand. We will plead with our brothers and sisters at Suame Magazine to ensure that whatever hot work, it being naked fire, also electrical gadgets, should be off before we leave the city. It's causing a lot of harm, so we deploy them to do that for us.
Thank you very much, sir, for agreeing to speak to us here on JoyNews Prime. Now, a while longer on fire matters, because Parliament's Committee on the Judiciary is calling for urgent financial intervention to restore the district magistrate and circuit courts in Sunyani that were recently destroyed by fire. Following a monitoring visit to selected courts in the Bono region, ranking member of the committee and member of Parliament for Laura Bedizeding stressed the need for dedicated funding to support reconstruction efforts and ensure the swift resumption of judicial services in the area.
The Parliamentary Select Committee on Judiciary's visit to the Bono region commenced with a courtesy call on the Coordinating Council to discuss challenges affecting the effective delivery of judicial services. During engagement with staff of the Circuit, Magistrate and High Court in Brekum, in Swatre and Sunyani, officials outlined concerns hindering court operations, including inadequate infrastructure, lack of furniture, insufficient judges and inadequate security protection during court sittings. Ranking member of the committee and member of Parliament for Laura Bedizeding called on the various municipal and district assemblies to support the judiciary, particularly the lower court, to enhance justice delivery.
We have advised, particularly when we had the interaction with the regional ministers, that the regional coordinating council should try to get the MMDCEs to help in rehabilitating some of these facilities, because the buildings, whether courthouses or residential accommodation, belong to assemblies, and so they should be able to find money to rehabilitate these buildings. So we are going back to Accra, and then we think that we are going to make some recommendations to plenary and also specifically to the administrator of the District Assembly's Common Fund, whether they can make some provision for the lower courts, the circuit courts, and then the magistrate courts, so that they can have what they call interest, and they will use that to make repairs.
Meanwhile, the recent fire outbreak that destroyed the district magistrate and circuit court in Sunyani has rendered the facility unfit for court proceedings. Expressing concerns over the impact on justice delivery, Bedizeding described the situation as unfortunate and called for urgent financial support to restore the court to operational status. He assured that the committee would engage the judicial service to help revive the affected courts.
We visited the circuit court and then the magistrate court, and we have seen the damage. The damage is extensive, and so in our view, there's the need to get enough funding. If they don't get funding, it is not going to be easy for them to be able to bring that place back to life. So we'll meet with the judicial service and see whether they can make a special case to allocate some funds for that. In the absence of that, again, we'll get back to the administrator of the District Assembly's Common Fund and see whether we can impress upon him. So if it is possible, they can isolate this particular case and then try to find some funding, some urgent funding for it, so that the cause will come back to life. That's what we are going to do.
Pious for JoyNews, Sunyani.
Away from fire-related stories, amid growing debate over the nationalization of Ghana's natural resources, civil society organizations are expressing concern about the long-term sustainability of locally owned businesses within the country's evolving political landscape. Now, speaking on News File, Vice President of Imani Africa, Kofi Bento, stressed the need for for Ghanaian-owned industries, particularly mining firms, to operate without political interference or disruption, regardless of changes in government.
There is Royal Ghana Gold Refinery today in this country. It's not being used because some people believe some persons who are affiliated to it belong to another, and it may not be true. Now, whether so or not, we need to start thinking about that. Look, Ibrahim Ahmad is the president's brother. If MPP comes into office tomorrow, nobody should go and try to destroy that man's business. Look at I've gone to see what McDan is doing in Adan. It's amazing. A new government comes in and people start attacking him. We need to keep in mind that we can't go forward if we keep clawing people down. Immediately politics changes. The people who do these things will one way or the other be related to very important.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Ken Ashigbe, highlighted the challenges already confronting Ghanaian firms operating within the mining sector, urging caution in conversations around nationalization. He argued that local companies must first strengthen and firmly establish themselves within the industry before any move toward nationalization is considered.
The interesting thing, and again, I think whether we have Ghanaians who can do it, that's why the path I was going when you stopped me was to get to that particular point where you develop those pathways. You know, you have the Kibi gold fields. They've been mining for a long time, 92. They are thereabout. They've been in this business. So the Ghanaians who are in there, the challenge is the complexity around it, the fact that mining itself is an international thing, so the funding that you require, current bonds, even bonds for environmental bonds, our companies alone are not able to do it.
Government has suspended plans to demolish sections of the Makola market for redevelopment following protests by traders who petitioned authorities over what they describe as inadequate consultation ahead of the exercise. The Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Agnes Namomolate, says the exercise has been put on hold to allow for further engagement with traders while urging them to remain calm and participate in the consultations devoid of emotions and hearsay. More in this report.
The Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Agnes Namomolate, has stepped in after traders at the Makola market petitioned government to reconsider plans to demolish portions of the market for redevelopment. The traders who staged a protest yesterday argue that the planned exercise could disrupt their businesses and affect their livelihoods, insisting they were not adequately consulted before the decision was taken. Following the petition and a meeting with leaders of the trader associations, the Gender Minister Agnes Namomolate announced that the demolition exercise has been suspended to pave way for broader consultations between government and the traders on the proposed redevelopment project.
I will not urge the mandate demolition to commence because there are so many things involved from what you are hearing, and it is better we have a clear path to chart and do it peacefully. It might not be the comfort of everyone, but once we get to talk and we have an understanding, we'll be able to commence. And so that is the assurance I have given them. And I'm engaging, I've been in touch with the mayor and will continue.
The minister is now urging the traders to remain calm and approach the consultation process devoid of emotions and hearsay, assuring them that government is prepared to listen to their concerns and work with them to arrive at a solution that protects both their welfare and the redevelopment agenda.
We're going to find solutions devoid of hearsay, and this is to make our understanding clear, because none of you has stood against development. None of you has rebelled that there shouldn't be any development. The other thing I will add to it is that you use your good office as the leader to plead on them that the hearsays will not help us, the emotions will not help us.
Speaking on behalf of the traders, Ebenezer Biukran described the minister's intervention as reassuring and expressed hope that the consultations will lead to a favorable outcome for the traders.
And I think that we need to be heard. And with this new intervention, I think that we will place ourselves in a situation where they will listen to us and also listen to them. And then we will come to common grounds. We are happy about that. We never said that. We can't object. We can't reject development. Every country wants development. The market, I recently renovated this place. So we need to develop, human or physical.
Consultations between government and the trader groups are expected to continue in the coming days as authorities work towards a consensus on the proposed redevelopment of the Makola market.
Let's stay longer at the Gender Ministry because government is pushing to raise women's representation in key sectors of the economy to at least 30% by the end of the year, while calling on the media to intensify public education on the Affirmative Action Gender Equity Act. Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Agnes Namumulati, says sustained media engagement is key to closing long-standing gender gaps in the society. Michelle Latte has more.
The Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection is rallying the media to move beyond reporting and become an active force in advancing gender equity as Ghana rolls out the full implementation of the Affirmative Action Act. The landmark legislation passed in 2024 mandates a minimum 30% representation of women across political, economic and social institutions with a long-term target of achieving gender parity by 2034. Speaking at a media engagement, Gender Minister Dr. Agnes Namumulati described the media as indispensable to the success of the act, stressing that journalists must help drive public awareness, challenge discrimination and hold institutions accountable.
Use your platforms to inform the public, challenge harmful norms, and amplify the voices of women and girls across Ghana. We count on you not only to report, but to lead in shaping a national discourse that drives change and results in gender equality and social inclusion for sustainable development.
The minister is confident that media support will help deliver real progress under the Act.
With informed commitment, the media partners we have, definitely the Affirmative Action Act will not remain only on our status books, but will be reflected in the gender transformation across all institutions, both public and private, for the development of the country.
The ministry says it is determined to ensure that the Affirmative Action Act is fully realized, not just in policy, but in the lived experiences of the people. For JoyNews, Michelle Latte.
Remember, you're still watching JoyNews Prime with me, Pious, Kojo, Backah. We have more for you after this break.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,000 247.
Hey, Abili, wabidim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
Hey, Charlie, what number? The malaria really knocked you down, eh?
Charlie, no joke.
fever, headache, vomiting, loss of appetite. I couldn't even eat my usual fufu.
You and your fufu. But I hope you got tested before the malaria treatment.
Yes, I did. And thanks to Malatu, I kicked out malaria one time.
When malaria strikes, take Malatu, containing artemether and lumefantrine. Comes in tablets and suspension for effective treatment of malaria.
Great to have you back. Thank you. No problem.
Malatu is suitable for adults and children. Manufactured and distributed by NS Chemist Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Eko becho ake wobu noni wasumo be kume ejon shikenisa koni lahi sani akaba. Heba moje noni jiji oda ne eji tuebo alo tuefe mu kokobo ofe ni bibi je jale pena
lahi afaba fujo shishinke jomino ake makwemi hino jodwan.
Good Conduct, Great Life is brought to you by
Indomie.
Tastes great.
More Kivo inside. Kivo Gari Soaking Mix. Taste of Ghana.
Hello again, welcome back to JoyNews Prime. An atmosphere of celebration and inspiration filled the Labadi Beach Hotel last night as the 2026 JoyNews Impact Makers Awards honored individuals whose dedication, resilience and service continue to transform lives across Ghana. The ceremony recognized change makers making a remarkable impact in their communities through advocacy, social intervention and support for vulnerable groups, reinforcing a shared commitment to national development and social change. A report by Deborah Inimwa Baju and Jimila.
2026 JoyNews Impact Maker of the Year, Valeria Ajo Ajatia.
It was a night filled with celebration, emotion and inspiration as stories of sacrifice, resilience and service took center stage. The 2026 JoyNews Impact Makers Awards lit up the night with a shared hope for a better Ghana, honoring individuals whose work continues to transform lives across the country. Founder of the Smiles of Hope Foundation, Valerie Aju Ajatia, emerged as the overall Impact Maker of the Year. She was recognized for her outstanding work supporting amputees through counseling, rehabilitation and peer mentorship, helping many survivors regain confidence and reintegrate into society with dignity.
My word to my colleagues out there who are doing this out there is that it's a calling. If you see it as a calling, something you do and have the passion for it, I would say it's the best feeling ever to be able to impact others or they make a change in the community that you stay in.
Deputy Chief of Staff Nana Akufo-Addo, speaking at the event, said Ghana's development depends heavily on citizens who are willing to make meaningful contributions within their communities.
You are telling ordinary Ghanaians that what they do as Ghanaians matters, that their sweat, their empathy, their sacrifice, and their quiet service in communities that the world does not always see, Multimedia Group will see, and it is worthy of celebration. On behalf of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, I reaffirm the commitment of government to creating the conditions for more awardees, for more Ghanaians to thrive.
The 2026 JoyNews Impact Makers Awards brought together policymakers, corporate leaders, development partners, and community advocates to honor individuals and organizations driving meaningful change across Ghana. Organizers of the award ceremony describe the impact of the awardees as transformative and innovative.
JoyNews Impact Makers Awards is set up not to promote arrogance or self-centeredness. It is to bring out the genuineness of volunteerism. It is to bring out the genuineness of giving, the love for one another, and togetherness.
In all, 12 individuals and institutions were recognized for initiatives improving lives and strengthening communities through advocacy, innovation, and social intervention.
Congratulations to all the award winners. Now, for years, pupils in Nadowli studied in borrowed classrooms, while midwives in Chang delivered babies from makeshift facilities. Now, that is now changing as the Nadowli-Kaleo District Assembly hands over new school and health facilities to both communities. Rafiq Salam reports.
It's been a day of relief in the Nadowli-Kaleo District. Residents in Nadowli and Chan are celebrating after the District Assembly commissioned 3 key projects meant to fix years of gaps in education and healthcare. In Nadowli, pupils panel have a fully furnished model kindergarten block and a new 3-classroom block. For years, many had to perch in other schools just to get a lesson. In Chan, a modern community-based health planning and services CHEPS compound is now open, replacing the borrowed compound house where midwives once worked. Nadowli-Kaleo District Chief Executive Mero Haruna calls the Nadowli Classroom Block a legacy project and says another will soon be commissioned in Pala soon. She urged parents and chiefs to take ownership and maintain the structures.
We are committed to solving the educational problems of Nadowli-Kaleo District. We are sharing in bits and will move from community to community. There are a lot we have in our developmental plan. The medium-term plans, we have captured a lot of communities we're going to handle. And I use this opportunity to thank all the technocrats who supported. We also thank the John Mama government for giving us a lot. There is certain agenda is expected to be supported by us, and we are ready to touch all communities within Nadowli-Kaleo District. To the technocrats, we are very grateful.
For teachers and health workers, the change is immediate. In Nadowli, KG head teacher, Madam Faustina Bodib, recalled having to hold children on her lap during rain because the old space leaked. She says the era is over.
I don't know how to always control the children. Madam will be carrying some on her laps. I will carry some on my laps. And the place where we were perching, always leaking. So we are very, very happy that this has been given to us.
In Chang, senior midwife Suame Faustina says the new compound with staff accommodation means they can now offer 24/7 care and accept more postings.
Because we're having a limited infrastructure, sometimes you want to observe someone for an hour or two to see the way forward. But because there's no enough facilities for the person, like resting, or a woman has come to deliver, and there's no place for the person to lie down, for you to observe and monitor the baby and the mother. That was before, but now with this structure, all those facilities, avenues have been created.
But officials say the work isn't complete. Mr. Adams Lamson, speaking on behalf of the acting Nadowli-Kaleo District Director of Education, flagged unfair conditions in communities like Mangwara Bangmara, where children still trek long distances for kindergarten.
As Oliver Trace, we always ask for more. Years we have never stopped asking. In fact, some of our communities are still left without these facilities, and I think if we can get some of these facilities for them, it will ease the burden. Looking at our community like Mangwara Bangmara, they have no KG. Children trek all the way to DBI for education because they have to go to the community ahead, which is what? Moyiri.
And in Chang, the health director says a few finishing issues must be fixed before full medical work starts.
Pleading with the district chief executive that as we are taking over the chiefs.
We are Savana Signatures.
The year 2025 tested us in ways we did not anticipate. The USAID stop work order, coupled with some global crises, affected some of our largest programs and forced difficult decisions. But at Savana Signatures, resilience is our concept, and it is how we work. Through this, we adapted, we protected our teams, and we stayed focused on communities. This video tells our impactful story for the year 2025 and how our programs are changing lives in Ghana, especially those in underserved communities.
In 2025, the global not-for-profit sector stood at a crossroads. Communities faced growing uncertainty, projects were paused, and many lives were left waiting. For Savana Signatures, it was not just another year. It was a true test of resilience, innovation, and our unwavering commitment to the people. Savana Signatures is a Ghanaian ICT for development organization, youth-focused, people-centered, and deeply rooted in community realities. Our mission is simple: to create and scale ICT-enabled solutions that strengthen human capital, improve community well-being, and build individual resilience. In northern Ghana, rising substance use among young people threatened futures. In response, Savana Signatures implemented the Get High on Good Life, a substance abuse prevention campaign aimed at mobilizing communities to prevent drug abuse. Young people in beneficiary schools and communities are now making informed choices by saying no to substance abuse.
Today, one thing I've learned from Get High on a Good Life campaign is the effects of drug abuse, which destroys the lives of the youth of nowadays, turning our future into a miserable and useless life.
For many girls in northern Ghana, technology still feels out of reach. In 2025, we set out to challenge that narrative by organizing the Girls in ICT Bootcamp, aimed at equipping girls with digital skills and inspiring them to pursue pathways in STEM. For these girls who participated in the training, technology is no longer something distant. It is something they are now using and something they are exploring, thus helping to reduce gender gaps in digital access.
I'm so excited that we have a day like this where we celebrate girls in the tech field. I spoke to the girls about how to leverage their online opportunities, so how to take free courses on Coursera, Udemy, and ALX. Yes, and also how to use graphics design apps using their phones.
At Savana Signatures, we recognize that emerging technologies such as blockchain and cryptocurrency are shaping global financial systems. In response, we launched the Cryptocurrency and Blockchain Technology Training Project in 2025 with support from Aflatun International. The program reached over 700 learners in junior high schools in the Sanagro municipality who have now gained essential knowledge and are aware of possibilities in digital finance, innovation, and the digital economy.
My takeaways from this training is actually learning how to set up a wallet, a crypto wallet, and also learning how to secure my crypto wallet. I am looking forward to teaching others because that is actually why I am here. Teaching others, especially the youth who are so enthusiastic about the digital world and sometimes they don't even know where to go to.
In 2025, we continued implementing the rural youth in Ghana catching up on education projects in the Ayensuano and Suhu municipalities of the Eastern region. Funded by Tony Chokoloni through Edicans International, the project addressed persistent educational challenges affecting children of cocoa farmers who recorded low proficiency in reading and mathematics. Adolescent girls were especially vulnerable, often dropping out of school due to early pregnancy and child marriage, factors that reinforce cycles of poverty and disadvantage. By the end of 2025, early signs of progress were evident through an external impact study conducted. Community members showed greater awareness of child protection issues. They also showed increased confidence in reporting violations through trusted local structures. Stronger community support where parents are more engaged, children feel safer, and more young people staying in school were also recorded. In Ghana, many school leaders take on management roles without receiving structured training in leadership and school management. To help address this gap and strengthen leadership that supports better learning outcomes, we partnered with school leadership experts from the Netherlands, who are also friends and ambassadors of Savana Signatures, to design and provide targeted professional leadership development opportunities in 2025 for school leaders in Northern Ghana. School heads and managers who participated in the training programs are making better decisions, supporting their teachers, and creating environments where learning can truly happen. That change is being felt in classrooms every day.
This workshop has impacted a lot in us, especially when it comes to effective communication and leadership styles. The facilitating style of leadership has never come to my attention. But here, I was able to realize that it is the best method that can help leaders to work well and get effective results.
Ghana's standard-based curriculum emphasizes the integration of ICT into teaching and learning. To support this national agenda, we initiated an ICT pedagogy training program for teachers in Northern Ghana in 2025 to strengthen teachers' capacity to use digital tools effectively in the classroom. Participating teachers reported increased confidence in using technology not as an optional addition, but as an essential part of teaching and learning.
I had an opportunity of attending Savana Signatures ICT pedagogy training. And after attending this particular training, it has changed my entire teaching process. It has made my teaching with my students to be lively and very interactive. I believe that teaching is not only looking into the papers to teach the children, but to use the ICT, to use the digital form to now impact our students, which make learning very interactive. The training has not only impacted me, but it has also impacted my students as well.
My mother, when she is talking, she will use her computer to show us practical things, and I see it to be very, very important. Maybe we have done baking. When she is talking, I don't have that interest in, but for the practicals, if I seen it, how it is done, I have that interest to practice that by myself.
Imagine being pulled out of the classroom, not for misbehavior, but to search for water for your family. Imagine leaving your farm behind or cutting short your sleep simply because water is scarce. In the Sibi community, mornings often begin with long walks in search of water, even for girls who should be preparing for school. In 2025, we implemented the Clean Water Initiative in Sibi, located in the Nkwanta North District of the Oti region, thanks to the match fund from the West Africa Civil Society Institute and the Wild Gazing Foundation. The initiative increased access to safe and reliable drinking water while reducing the health and social burdens associated with water scarcity.
Yani aji abuso na yani aji ne say yankwala o mo koskunu o munya zonu na nya friends to bremu de ko bunya achi a nkwala nsan kosku kura yanku akokura ntimi nkwa akonkwa ya agima te yan wonso o mutu nso winde no yani aji pa
ya pasi anda mwase ni amaya amayenti ya tokpere kurumu ha bra ye bra nsuomu no enya agro nyame aye yadum ma boboaye Yasu ya nyansu.
Since 2021, Savana Signatures, with funding from UNESCO Ghana, has been implementing the Youth Empowerment Project to provide adolescents in schools with accurate, age-appropriate and rights-based reproductive health education. Teachers were trained to deliver interactive, ready, steady and gender-based violence prevention lessons, which were facilitated monthly across 218 junior high schools in the Central Tong District, South Tong Districts and Keta Municipality. In 2025, one of the project's key activities was a reproductive health literacy social support and reading festival organized in South Tong to commemorate World Literacy Day. This strengthened reading confidence among participating students and improved their understanding about their reproductive health and rights, especially among adolescent girls. The project reached over 223,640 adolescents through in-person and online activities, including the She Plus helpline.
Previously, we've been trying to celebrate this day, International Literacy Day, but we have not gotten support. So we just do it in one or two schools, one circuit. But this time around, with support from Savana Signatures and UNESCO, we are able to do it at the circuit level and bring all the circuits to the district level. So it's a great event, and thumbs up to Savana Signatures. We are really grateful. It means a lot to us.
We are from Backah PCG Basic School, and we are the champions!
In 2025, the She Plus helpline recorded sustained demand for youth-friendly sexual and reproductive health information and support. Calls and messages were received from all 16 regions of Ghana, with family planning enquiries accounting for 388 interactions, menstruation and menstrual hygiene with 505 enquiries. In total, the She Plus helpline responded to 2,735 calls and 21,295 digital interactions through its social media platforms. As a consultant to GIZ's Digital Transformation for Inclusive Entrepreneurship in Ghana program, we convened 8 stakeholder engagements in 2025 across 4 regions: Northern, Northeast, Upper West, and Upper East. Through this, the project identified barriers, explored opportunities, and co-created solutions to enhance women's participation in Ghana's digital economy. The DTech stakeholder engagement in Northern Ghana has contributed to digital education and strengthened women's digital and business capacities.
We were thinking because we are illiterate or our level of education is not high, we cannot use any digital tool to communicate to the world on what we are doing. But today I have learned a lot. I know that whether literate or illiterate, you have a lot of digital tools that you can use to market yourself.
To reach audiences beyond training halls, we provided consultancy service to launch the Digital Talk series on radio stations in Northern Ghana under the GIZ DTech project. The program aired weekly episodes featuring interviews with digital champions, women-led MSMEs, innovation hubs, and industry experts. With the Digital Talk series, information is no longer limited. It is accessible to thousands of people, especially women-led MSMEs with digital skills, business ideas, and opportunities. In Northern Ghana, many basic schools lack practical environmental learning systems that equip students with climate-resilient skills. The Green Schools project responded to this challenge by integrating climate-smart agriculture into school systems in the Karaga and Sanarigu districts, positioning schools as local hubs for climate adaptation and environmental stewardship. The project strengthened institutional capacity whilst encouraging long-term behavioral change within schools and their surrounding communities. What used to be theory for the learners is now something they live every day. As part of the project and Savana Signatures' long-standing partnership with Hassania Islamic Basic School in Gumani, Sanarigu Municipality, the school presented fresh produce from its garden, demonstrating the practical results of the initiative. In 2025, Savana Signatures, with funding from the Organisation Internationale de la Francophonie, started the implementation of the Enhancing Livelihoods and Social Protection of Vulnerable Women project in the northern and Oti regions of Ghana. The initiative seeks to empower women, particularly single mothers, women with disabilities, and survivors of gender-based violence through vocational, digital, and financial skills development. The project has so far increased confidence among vulnerable women to participate in skills training and livelihood opportunities. Women, including those with disabilities, began stepping forward, expressing clear interest in vocational and digital skills and showing readiness to pursue income-generating activities.
So most of the programs, we are not getting opportunities to do that because of our disability. Savana Signatures and French, they know that disability is not inability, so they put out for the program. So we are happy about that.
To promote diverse and inclusive political participation, Savana Signatures, in collaboration with the Star Ghana Foundation with funding from the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, implemented the Your Voice for Matter project in the Oti region. The project was implemented across 8 districts in the Oti region: Biakoye, Jasikan, KJB, Krachi East, Krachi Nchumuru, Krachi West, Nkwanta South, and Nkwanta North. Over 3,000 marginalized individuals, including women, youth, and persons with disabilities, participated more confidently in election after gaining access to clear, relevant information that enabled them to make informed choices. A digital campaign promise tracker was developed to monitor election commitments made by political parties in real time. 420 polling stations were audited, leading to improvement in physical accessibility for persons with disability. 2,560 marginalized individuals gained knowledge in social accountability tools and methods to strengthen their oversight and engagement.
Oma be aju pa first na ke news bi sa e koso nti o ha the toilet na MP no abesi mbo yusu mu yusu obi am sam hwe ebi kwa sa ko duru kwa se a ye kwan na ma ye kwa no kwa so kwa wo su ko etimi ka hwe it's sort of pavement on be screen I mean who be the person ma ka hu Ini ahonde bia ba se de yes ya won say ye wa ahonde ye voice no e mata tina nka ye nya training we ansa na o be side we kwasa ka mi say come from youth ye mpena we we kwasa o ko turn off so sickness e ba de ba se pan ni media mo dia ma
From 2020 to 2025, Savana Signatures supported the transport sector improvement project by implementing an ICT-enabled grievance redress mechanism across project-affected communities in Bono East and Northern regions. Savana Signatures provided community engagement and capacity building services. The intervention strengthened accountability in infrastructure delivery by improving grievance handling systems, including GBV response frameworks and referral pathways. Over 308,000 people were reached through community and media engagements, increasing awareness of rights, reporting channels, and project processes. A total of 232 complaints were received and resolved through accessible platforms, leading to prompt compensation payments, improved contractor practices, and improved contractor community relations. 886 stakeholders comprising of 68 focal persons, 35 grievance committee members, 753 contractor workforce members, and 30 service providers gained knowledge in the project implementation and their rights. The project enhanced public trust, ensured community voices influenced decision-making, and demonstrated the value of integrating technology with community engagement in delivering inclusive and socially responsible infrastructure. A major success for us in 2025 is the story of Enyonam Ayite, a beneficiary of our Girls' Life Choices project implemented in 2019 to 2021. Enyonam, a barrier breaker who chose the unlikely path of building a career in a man's world, now she paints major public and private institutions in Ghana, including the Achimota School and the Adidome Government Hospital. For Enyonam, what began as a training opportunity has become a career and a statement that girls belong anywhere they choose, from the community to the construction site, from apprentice to contributor. This is the power of investing in girls.
Girls' life choices has really changed my life, because now I have something I'm doing on my own. It has even taken the shyness away, because I can be in public and be working. I can stand boldly and say, this is who I am, not like I'll say, if not this person helping me, I will not be this. It has really put a lot in me. It has taught me how to handle life when it's becoming difficult. My proudest moments after completing the training was when I got the opportunity to paint at the Doma Government Hospital with my other female colleagues. And again, when I got the opportunity to paint at Chimota Senior High School. Then the biggest one was when I got the opportunity to paint Savana Signatures office, the organization that trained me to become who I am today. I want to say a very big thank you to Savana Signatures and its partners for the opportunity they've given me to become who I am today.
Through technology, partnerships, and community trust, our work continued across our 3 thematic areas, with sustainable environmental management and resilience, recording 620,691, making it the highest reached for the year. Human capital development recorded 420,829, while social inclusion and cohesion recorded 66,898. Despite the disruptions, Savana Signatures directly reached 1,108,418 people in 2025.
None of these works you have seen in this annual report would have been possible without strong partnerships. We are deeply grateful to our donors, partners, including the World Bank through the Ministry of Roads and Highways, UNESCO Ghana, the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office through Star Ghana Foundation, GIZ Ghana, the West Africa Civil Society Institute, WACSI, Wild Ganzen Foundation, La Francophonie avec elle, under l'Organisation Internationale de la Francophonie, Aflatoon International, Tony's Chocolonely through Educans, Tech to the Rescue, Twilio, FHI 360, the U.S. Embassy in Ghana, our Dutch friends and ambassadors of Savana Signatures, the Ghana Health Service, the Ghana Education Service, Narcotics Control Commission, the Ghana Police Service, and our many government, civil society, and community partners across Ghana. These partnerships allowed us to respond to challenges with flexibility, accountability, and impact. Looking ahead, our focus is clear. We are strengthening systems, we are scaling digital solutions, and investing in evidence-driven programming that will deepen our impact, not just expand reach, but ensuring that innovation continues to serve people with dignity and inclusion at the center.
Hello viewers, welcome once again to Home Tips with Mira. Whenever it is time for this program, I get excited because I get to share with you different DIYs, home tips, and home remedies. So I just want to share something quickly with you. You know, God in his infinite wisdom created certain seasonal fruits that when you eat those fruits within that particular period of time, it is able to boost your immunity so that your body builds a resistance against all manner of sickness. But alas, not lots of people even look at this kind of fruits, and I'm referring to the African star apple fruit and the black velvet tamarind, which we locally refer to as yoyi and alasa. So I just want to ask you, during this period, okay, the harmattan is so much around, and have you taken any alasa or yoyi to boost your immunity? Please, when we come back, I'll show you that apart from eating your alasa or yoyi, there are other ways that you can make use of them and enjoy. Stay tuned. So when you buy this yoyi, you have to just make sure that when you are eating, you have to open your eyes and eat, because there are some that insects have perforated and infested the fruit, and you don't want to eat this fruit in the dark. Open your eyes and eat it. You understand? Okay, so just when you get them, just sort the bad ones out from the good ones and use the good ones. Removing the shells of the yoyi is a journey. I have to crack the shells open and remove the pulp, and then also remove the seed from the pulp. Yes, and you know, if you don't want to go this way, you can just also buy the yoyi, sit down with your family, your kids around, and enjoy some family movie. So now I've finished removing the shells and the seed, so I'm left with the pulp. I'll soak it in water and wait for 2 hours, and in between, like every 30 minutes, you just shake it so that everything can just blend in smoothly, and you can serve it to anybody. In fact, if you are someone who likes spices, you can add, you know, ginger or a little bit of clove to it to enhance the taste, and you can serve it to your kids, you can serve it to visitors, or people recovering from sickness. You can also be giving it to them to drink, because it's full of vitamin C and other nutrients needed for bodybuilding. Our next fruit is the African star apple fruit, which we call the alasa. And you know, when you eat it, it has this latex inside that when you chew the pulp, it ends up being a gum. So for those of you who like chewing gum, I prefer the chewing gum of the alasa. Anyway, so when buying the alasa, some of the things that you have to look out for, because it has this sweet and sour taste. What can you look out for in order not to pick a fruit that is so sour? So let me show you. For the one that is sweet, when you look around, you can see that it has a uniform color. All around it has one uniform color. And the one that is a bit sour, you see that it has yellow and a bit of green at the edge. So when you see that one, when they tell you pick it, no, don't pick it. Or when you come home, you can put it down for some few days for it to ripen. But if you want to eat it and you pick that one, it will be very sour. The one in my right hand is likely to be sweeter than the one in my left hand. So alasa has lots of vitamin C in it. So today, apart from eating alasa raw, we are looking at doing alasa jam. Yes, be creative, like I always say. So I'm going to cut my alasa, remove the back, you know, the flesh. I'm just going to remove the back of it, and then I'll use only the pulp. I'll also remove the seed as well. And then I have my dates here. I'm going to blend my dates with water, and I'll use it as a sweetening base. I'll put it on fire, let it boil for a while. And then I'll add my alasa pulp into it. And then I'll add just a wee bit of lemon juice to it so that I'll make my jam. Thank you so much for watching this episode on Home Tips with Mira. I believe you have learned what you can do with your African star apple fruits and black velvet tamarind. keep on exploring, keep on being creative. Please don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and also like and follow my page, Home Tips with Mira, on Facebook. Until next time, it's a bye-bye from me and stay positive.
My name is Albert Sori in the Upper East Regional Capital, Bolgatanga, and this is JoyNews, independent, fearless, credible.
Cadbury hot chocolate, crafted from cocoa, milk, and sugar. Creamy, chocolatey, frothy goodness, rich taste, so satisfying.
Cadbury goodness, the treats you deserve every day.
Eko becho ake wobu noni wosumo be kome ejion shikenisa koni lahi sani akaba. Heba moje noni jiji oda ne eji tuebo alo tuefe mu kokobo ofe ni bibi je jale pena.
Lahi afaba fujo shishinke jomino ake makwemi hino judwan.
Good conduct, great life is brought to you by
Indomie.
Tastes great.
More Kivo inside. Kivo Gari Soaking Mix. Taste of Ghana.
1924 was never just a year, but the beginning of every step with you. What if life wasn't just about the big milestones, but every small, beautiful beginning? A first job, a first risk taken, with someone walking alongside. What if protection felt like comfort, like a shared umbrella in a sudden storm? What if your business kept moving, rain or shine? What if healthcare came with hope and every heartbeat had a backup plan? What if retirement was a reward with time, freedom, and laughter under trees? What if home and work became places your story belongs? What if goodbyes could be beautiful and losses met with care? Enterprise, your advantage.
It's early morning here in Teshi, and a group of men are pulling I have come to this fishmongering hub in Choko to see how my favorite smoked herrings are processed. It's barely 10 minutes and already my eyes begin to stink. Then teary. They turn red quickly, forcing me to blink through the smoke. It's difficult to keep them open for long, and yet the women here stand in it for hours, working through the same smoke that I can barely handle for minutes. 27-year-old Doris Mensah spreads fresh herrings on the wire mesh as she helps her grandmother. Fishmongering is a generational business, and this is the life she knows.
Great grandmother didn't start, then grandma but take over. Nibia name mammy ni yo, bia name came mammy, in can grandma is sound, Nibia name mammy but take over. A war, warfare or way, no way I okay, our school cannot fiano.
This family business has fed generations, but now it is slowly taking the toll on her and the family.
Cafe wana menefio wana chake mo fio ye. La ye ke la suen mo ke ye wo actually wonye wo ni egba wo ingme na ke wo te kolebu.
Doris's grandmother, Manti, tends the fire, feeding wood into the oven as smoke rises around her. She has worked here for years, breathing it in every day. And now, Doris stands in the same smoke, learning the same trade.
Last one, I go what they are last week by women. But no Joe no pa. She last one, my family shall look out take, call the work complo in me. Can last week.
Whilst you are smoking that fish, you are taking in 2 packs of cigarettes every day. Now think about it. This is for you and adults. What about the child who breathes in faster? So that child takes in the smoke more, takes in more of the smoke. It affects that child more. And for you, the woman, it does not spare you.
The smoke that we see is just some pollutants in the air. So once these pollutants are emitted into the atmosphere, they affect the ozone layer, right? Because they are poisonous, they are toxic. And once the ozone layer is affected, then, of course, there's global warming, because the layer that is supposed to protect and shelf the planet from the intensity of the heat is affected. So once there's global warming, what happens further is that there is a melting of the ice cap and the glaciers. And these are the cold areas in the North Poles. Once these areas are melted, then they produce the extreme weather events, including sea level rise and all this flooding that we talk about.
The smoke from the firewood contains dangerous pollutants, including polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, toxic compounds produced when organic materials burn incompletely. Some of these chemicals are carcinogenic, capable of causing cancer. For the women here, exposure is not occasional. It is daily, for hours.
Unclean cooking can lead to lung cancers as well. So this is not just about environment and energy problem. It goes beyond that, and the health angle, we need to look at it.
To keep the fire burning, the wood must keep coming. Every day, large quantities of firewood are cut, transported, and consumed, feeding a system that depends on smoke, but causing the environment.
Gas ebe loju gba ni ke ba bele nwe e fi ole fa ke fa be ni sani ene ke ema like it won't use like yes and efe gas efe na kai.
The reliance on firewood is contributing to deforestation and worsening air pollution. In Accra, air quality has already reached dangerous levels. Fine particulate matter, PM 2.5, has been recorded as levels more than 10 times higher than global safety guidelines. Pollutions from household fuels like firewood is a major driver. For Doris, the challenge is not ignorance. It is a lack of viable alternative.
I use gas only. No I call jo.
But I think for me, in terms of the taste or the flavor, the golden color that you described vis-a-vis the black, we can solve it through the kind of clean cooking stove technologies that we have.
Attempts to introduce cleaner cooking solutions have largely failed, not because the women refuse change, but because the alternatives do not work for their needs.
Akufo-Addo ba fe no ko ha wotomu. No work gas asha na ka ba wonye onoji ni en wo fitele. Aya wonye wo kasha. Wonye wo kasha gas nye belo. Ola. To boy mako no shallow o e mako no ahe shitolo egbe. Ola, wa shitolo egbe. Jo alo ni ndo so wa ko do ifi o se na wa nya wa sha to nya ni wa sha e ba ye tele za le ba gbe alo go ko ba to ko ha na gbe fe ba fte.
It's about balancing the livelihood activity in a way that whatever solution or intervention you are providing for them is able to accommodate their livelihood activity.
We cannot ask them to stop smoking the fish if we don't provide alternative. And for me, I think that is the big challenge here. We need to provide people with alternatives, and then those alternatives have to be cheaper, they have to be accessible, and then of course affordability. Which source of energy are they going to use? Should be energy friendly, and it should be earth friendly actually.
Akeke na gbecho ni bagbo na kai no ni na kai gbomo bagbo shin won pa fai ke ba hin na ba nya fe gas e hawo na ba wawo ni e ba ni me ni ke lai ba amehun amekpala cheji flumo e jo ami ni ke na kai problem jimba le wo mi ba shewo hi.
Ghana has committed under its nationally determined contribution to the Paris Agreement to reduce emission and promote clean cooking solutions. A key target is to shift households and small-scale industries away from polluting fuels like firewood to safer, sustainable energy sources, reduce emission, protect forests, and improve public health.
The benefits of moving to clean energy, LPG, cook stove, other clean biomasses are important, and we need to talk about it, and we need to embrace the new change.
A lot of research has to be done into how to provide a technology that reduces cost, right? That also takes care of the culture and the taste, and that also ensures that it incorporates a lot of the changes that we need to see in terms of people's taste and preferences.
Those who have done the research, we should make it more public, especially the health aspect of clean cooking. It is actually a health crisis. If you look at it, sometimes you have a mother who comes, have a low birth weight baby, you are not sure what could have caused it. It might be happening from the kitchen.
Yes, a lot of the clean cooking stoves, they burn slowly, they release less smoke, and I think if you're able to improve them in that regard, then we can achieve both the taste and all the cultural practices that surround their economic activity, but also make sure we minimize the environmental health implications as well.
A simple call for technology that works, a shift that protects livelihoods without harming health, and for a future where feeding families does not come at a cost of smoke. Emmanuel Jivenu, JoyNews, Choco.
This story is brought to you by JoyNews in partnership with CDK in Ghana, University of Ghana Center for Climate Change and Sustainability Studies, with funding from CLARE R4I Opportunities Fund.
Good morning.